What's up, guys? Oh, we got people here already in the building. Man, that's fast. What's going on, guys? We here. It's time. I wanted to do a check-in before we started, but I guess you guys are here already. I'm glad you guys came through or coming through or hanging out. Let me finish getting this set up. Just trying to make sure everything is working right. We're going to have some fun. I'm going to try to put this thing on. In a few seconds, we're going to invite my special guest on. All right, guys, if you're ready, we're about to have some fun. We're about to jump on. Let me invite my guest, and we're going to have some fun with this, guys. Thank you for joining He Smells Like Rome.
What's up, bro?
My man, what's going on, Eric?
Hey, you can hear me okay?
I can hear you, yes, but delayed a little bit.
How about now?
Yep. Here we
Good?
go. What's up, man?
Good. How are you, man? I just put the kids to bed.
Great Saturday. I'm glad you were able to join me and come on the channel, man. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, bro. Let me cook light on.
Guys, if you guys don't know, this is Eric from Kaleidoscope Sense Index, or if hopefully I'm saying it right.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, singular.
Well, I've been watching him for about since maybe like November. I stumbled upon your channel. You guys know I'm a big fan of these fragrances. You know, I'm a big fan of people that know what they're talking about. And I asked Eric, I think about a month ago, if he wanted to join me on my YouTube channel, and he graciously accepted. So once again, I appreciate you joining.
Absolutely, my man. Absolutely.
I'm gonna say this real quick, guys. I'm horrible with responding to comments down below. I'm gonna try my best. Eric, did you see something someone asking?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but, beautiful.
Guys, what I wanted to do is not only connect with other like-minded people, new and old fragrance content creators, but this is something that's been lacking on my channel and in the fragrance community. Just kind of bringing it back to when I started, just kind of fellowshipping with people and just having a good vibe and having a good time. Tell me if this music is too loud. I don't want it to be.
Yeah, it's a little bit too loud, bro. A little bit. There you go.
But yeah, I just wanted to talk, and Eric is a person that likes indie niche fragrances, and I thought that would be a cool thing just to kind of get some of his great fragrances that he loves, and also talk about some of the ones that I love. I know that we kind of have similar taste in that style. Mm-hmm. Pretty sure they are the fragrances I don't know about that he has.
Yeah.
So I'm eager to get this going. DJ going on. Eddie, what's up, my guy? MT626.
There we go. Couldn't get a good angle, bro. I mean, I'm charging my phone, so the bottom of it's like it just kind of. I had to find the proper way to stand it up, so we're good to go now, man.
Okay, great. All right, so Eric, I do this thing where in between the fragrances we talk about, almost like a slight interview, just to get to know you a little bit more, let the audience get to know you. So periodically throughout, talking about fragrances, just gonna ask you some questions. Is that
absolutely cool? Man? Yeah, for sure. How about it? Awesome. It's your world. I'm on your channel. You run it.
Appreciate you. So you guys kind of know that when I started this, I wanted to stay away from, the really mainstream niche fragrances because that lane was already taken. But I wanted to show some fragrances that I think are well, you guys are missing out on Eric, and I wanted to show you some. So I'm going to start off with some brands that I kind of really pushed forward in the niche community. And
Absolutely.
I'll tell you if you smell these, and then I'll let you go and you can show me
For
something.
sure.
All right. So
Absolutely.
one of the first houses I started talking about and reviewing on YouTube was Minty Rosa from
Hmm.
Italy. And what struck me, or what kind of piqued my interest, is she told a unique story about her dreams and how her dreams inspired her to create fragrances. And her caps are pretty much the thing that catches your eye. All her caps are unique. They all have a story. Um,
Hmm.
and this is one of them, one of my favorites, and actually one of my first I picked up from. This is ID or ID from Minty Rosa.
Hmm.
And this fragrance, the cap is supposed to be in representation of a heart, right? So if you can see that, it's like a unique style of a heart. And how she described it is she put her heart into the fragrance after having the dream about creating something that was heartfelt.
Right.
So
Right.
this one really focuses on a soft, spicy cinnamon and vanilla.
Hmm.
And this one, this is probably one of the spiciest fragrances I have in my collection. But if you really like cinnamon, this is probably the most realistic cinnamon based fragrance I have. Now, it's been a while. They changed the bottle, so it's not the kind of metal tag anymore. It's more like a ring, and then the plaque kind of hangs off. So this is really cool. She also made fragrances that was kind of representative of the Pope. Um, some that were supposed to be like medieval times. So you'll see some of them with like sculptures on top, with like one supposed to be like ocean. It's supposed to
Yeah.
represent the ocean, and it's just mirrors that kind of reflect the water, which is really cool. So the fragrance, if you have, I'm not sure if you checked out the brand Mint Rosa, but yeah, I would say check this brand out. They're really
Yeah. This is my first time hearing of them actually, which is crazy. It looks like you have a nice little dent in that. But you talk about if you want a good ultra niche cinnamon fragrance,
yeah,
and
yeah.
man, I think it's like $80 retail.
Okay.
It's hard to find though. I think they have it on Stella NYC. It's from the Eyes Are Always on Us. It's called the Rope. So
The
it's a
rope.
30 ml. Man, it's cinnamon and oud, bro. And the oud is not. It's so dialed back, but
Okay.
it's probably the most realistic cinnamon that I have in my collection.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I use it a lot to layer, to be honest with you.
That's something I'm just getting into, man. I was really like I was hating on the art
Yeah,
until I was like, you know what? It has to be something that I'm missing out, right?
yeah,
It did my first time. I mean, collecting almost 20 years. My first time was literally around December. And
yeah.
I was, oh snap! I was like, yo, this is not bad. And I really wanted not to like what I was doing, but yeah, I'm digging the layering thing now.
What actually, the cool thing about layering is that, and if you go back to our second video we ever did on our channel, like on our long form, like you can use. So the cool thing that I do with layering, man, and it just kind of reopens your collection without adding any new pieces to it.
Yeah.
Um, so I track everything in Parfumo. You just export the PDF.
Mm.
You could create a project inside Manus or ChatGPT or Claude or whatever you want to do, and what it'll do, it'll kind of abruptly. I mean, dude, I get so OCD with it. I'm like, hey, I'm wearing a black shirt, black boots, and
Mm.
a white shirt today, and
Mm.
it's 73 degrees out.
Yeah.
Give me 3 fragrances that fit the bill. And if you don't like it can literally lay out. I've had it lay out like a 7-day plan for me based on the weather.
Wow.
It's really cool because and I do a lot of sorry, this Pandora bottle is giving me problems today.
Yeah.
Um, I do a lot of atars. So
Yeah.
I'll take the atars from like the perfumist or from uh, that
Late.
is going to be my base layer all the time. Yeah, especially in Waj as well too, like their ouds, and
Mm.
it brings up a whole nother realm to
I,
layering.
I have a few atars. I just like I said it when I have a fragrance, it's kind of, well, first how I had like, okay, this artist created this thing. I felt like I was betraying that artist by adding something else. But then I was like, they don't know me. What am I doing? Let
Oh,
me just,
bro, I did this. I was the same way. Trust me. I was a layering hater. I was like, this is stupid,
yeah.
But what it really does, like you could take I mean, just some of the most beautiful layers. I think I'm going to do like a slide or a reel on it pretty soon. But like some of the most beautiful layers that I've uncovered this year is like taking Meander from Amouage, which is literally like, I think if you own Meander from Amouage, you don't need Grease Charnel Extrait from BDK.
Mm,
But taking that because and layer it with Grand Soir. So Grand Soir is just extremely linear amber.
yeah.
So it kind of opens that up. And I use a lot of, one of the most super affordable niches, at least on the gray market, is Orto Parisi
Yeah.
and Nasamato. And you take a scent like a Barunda, which is a heavy, very if you've ever smelled like Unique Luxury from if you've ever smelled like Couté, very strong, that very boozy, like linear, and just putting something lighter on top of it. You always want to start, I always want to start with the heaviest fragrance though
Yeah.
first.
I see that.
And then you could take, another great scent, Rome, that I like to layer a lot is, and I'm a hater of the brand because they're just so, they just don't really put out anything interesting anymore. But man, this freaking musk therapy, man, I layer that with everything. It's just a great top.
Is that Inicio?
Yeah, musk therapy is just like, it's probably, I've tried so many musk.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm talking like animalic musk. I'm trying it.
Yeah.
When we know this is artificial in here, we know that
Yeah.
for a fact.
Yeah.
But the only thing that really comes close to this vibe and energy is Essential Parfums has a musk. I can't think of the name of it offhand right now, but it's phenomenal as well too. But yeah, layering is, not to interrupt you, but just layering is if it's a good way of just kind of refreshing your collection without adding any additional pieces or cost.
Understand. I'm on board now. I actually in between, testing fragrances out one on one on the other, or maybe four on each arm, whatever the case may
Yeah,
be. But um intentionally layering something to kind of keep that, uh, like you said, the portfolio of, oh, this works well together, this doesn't.
yeah, for sure.
I'm with that. I'm late to the game.
Bro, I'll tell you though, man, like as many fragrances as we get, like I just Amber Lab they just launched on Friday.
Hmm.
So, and they have a really big chokehold on like the game right now, becoming like the next Nucky Scent, things like that. So I'm the creative director from the brand, and they send me literally everything.
Wow.
So
Congratulations on that.
if I, yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, and then, we're looking at, we have some other things in the work with our brand as well too. But with that being said, you have to think though, man. Like I'm David and I, my videographer, dude, we're in the office. We're putting, I kid you not, Rome, we're probably putting 7-8 cents on a day.
But that's the game, though, right? That's how you. I mean, that's how you educate yourself and also tell the truth when you're reviewing fragrances, right? Uh,
Yeah.
I'm having I'm trying to be kind and very graceful when I talk about things live. I mean, when I'm
Uh-huh.
recording, I'm edit whatever I don't want to say,
Yeah.
uh, but there are certain things about reviewing I take really serious. Like
Oh, absolutely.
if I get a bottle for review, or if I buy a bottle and I want to review it, I don't want to be chasing um, views. I mean, because I honestly want to do this for the consumer, right? I have enough fragrances to last 3 lifetimes. So
I know.
when I talk about a fragrance, I'm not going to review it in 2 days. I just don't understand. Maybe someone's better than me. I don't know. I just don't understand
No.
fragrance. And in a day, 2 days, you can go out and make a full review on it. I won't do that. So
But not only
I,
that, man, when you accumulate like the amount of fragrances that we have and I mean, I've really been in a niche probably for about 10 years right now, but when you accumulate, what's crazy, Rome, I'm sitting in my home studio right now where I produce music and everything.
mm-hmm.
So like I have the MPC, I have all the production equipment when I turn the film around. Like I produce music on the side as well too. But I have one, two, three, four, five, six. I usually have about 800 fragrances in here. So I thought I held the majority of those. We moved into our new store office space the other week,
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, and I'm sitting here. I'm like, damn, I almost called you, and I was like, damn, Rome, I don't have any good stuff here at the house. Like, we may want to do this when I'm back at the office because the kids are upstairs sleeping. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? My wife's she's doing Pilates and stuff today, so I still could have grabbed like 50 fragrances. Like, I was like, oh damn, I really have some good stuff just sitting here. The only time I'll really pop up something when David and I'll like include it is if like, so let's say we plan our content obviously a week in advance, and if something comes in, like the UPS man arrives or something, there's something that like David and I are like a kid in a candy store every day. We're just like,
Yeah.
like little fiends.
Yeah.
Something will hit you like right out of the gate, and you're like, whoa.
I love
Like,
that.
because yeah. We have to find something now that's really gonna like really like
Get you
like
hyped.
yeah, because everything's so, and bro, there's so many brands just launching every day. It's insane.
And that's a good point I wanted to get to. I'll get after you. I wanted you to show me the fragrance you had, because you had something that looked like it had a deer head on it. Can you tell me
Well,
what?
okay, so what I mean, so the vibe that we're going today, I just,
Yeah.
we're in spring, right?
Yeah.
So I have quite like if I turn around right here, I have 15 boxes of Pernod Noir there. I have every from City Rhythm over here. The City Rhythms are more, I think they're more aimed appropriate for, you saw my daughter's talking about it all the time. City Rhythm is for the younger crowd, right?
Oh,
I think so. But
okay.
he came out, bro. He came out with, and we'll just talk about City Rhythm right out of the gate. This is called Alchemy. It's in a
Okay.
completely different bottle, right?
Ooh. Okay. I like.
So, and Niles, the owner and creator of City Rhythm, did something really cool. So he sent me this is a 101 fragrance. Well, I shouldn't say 101. He made it for Camp David soldiers. There's
Okay.
elements of like rucksacks, and it's funky, man. It's like something you wouldn't even believe it's from City Rhythm, but
Wow.
it's like it's really cool. It's like it's really really dope fragrance. But this Alchemy, the bottles are a little, whatever, but this is a great fragrance, and this doesn't smell like a City Rhythm at all. It's crazy. So with this one,
Perfume palette. Hey, thank you. I'm sorry. I'm missing everybody.
no, go ahead.
Ronald, what's going on? End of the day, Roger Dub Oud. I appreciate that. Who else is on here? Is it
Arabian Oud Taraf.
Dre is in the
There's a
building
can.
for joining us, Dre. I hope you're enjoying the music. So tell me, do you know the notes of this fragrance?
Well, so there's there's a lot of brightness in the open. So I'm assuming I obviously get some vetiver, I get some cardamom, and I get some ginger, but it dries down kind of. It's uber masculine.
Okay.
Very gentlemanly, and I have another fragrance that's kind of a classic in here in front of me, called Eight and Bob's Egypt.
Yeah, I like that.
It kind of gives me that essence. It kind of gives me that vibe. Egypt has some darkness to it. It's got some dustiness to it. It reminds you of like almost being in a desert, like an Andy Tower or something like
Like
that. That's very similar to this. But I was impressed with this. Like these are great, right? These are all great. All these City Rhythms are great, but they're more for.
Is there
They're
easy to?
easy reaches. Well, if my family and I are going to Disney or whatever, dude, I throw these in my shaving kits. Like this is Barcelona. It's got, obviously, this is
Okay.
something to go. I'll wear the Exxons this year. It's got that Italian Mediterranean vibe. You know what I'm saying? But this Alchemy was a really good release from them. I don't even know if it's out yet. Tempo.
I'll definitely check the brand out. I like the
Bro,
bottle.
you actually. Here's a crazy thing. I mean, I don't have my iPad or anything here in front of me. You may want to check the notes on it. I'm getting some cinnamon in here as well too, but it's called Alchemy from City Rhythm.
Okay.
Hey, Rome, while you're doing that, I do have my iPad just right back here. I'm running to get it real quick, okay?
Okay.
That way I could kind of pull up some of the notes with you. Just give me 1 sec.
Okay. Oh. What's up, guys? Give me a second. I want to look up some of this stuff on Fragrantica so we can kind of keep these notes running. I got my computer here, but I type super.
Yeah, here, I got my iPad here, so I'm interested to see what the notes are in this are as well, because I haven't really checked. But like I said, you do get some of that brightness, some of that bergamot, some of that ginger, some of that better, but man, it has a nice cinnamon in there as well too. So I was extremely impressed with this fragrance. Tempo is one of their best sellers.
Okay.
Tempo is, if you try Lucius from Fragrance du Bois, Tempo is a better version of Lucius. Is like a pepper blast straight out of the open. Yeah, this is really good.
Was
like it's almost like a I don't want to say it's a gourmand, but it's got some edible qualities to it. So it's a really well-rounded fragrance, man. Like I was impressed.
The Orientals leaning towards a gourmand, or
so I want to pull this up. I don't even know if it's up right now. Like I don't even know if it's launched. That's what's going to be interesting. But it doesn't smell like a City Rhythm one bit, which is crazy. Like because he's like he's got a lot of mass appealing stuff, like the Miami Confessions and all that good stuff as well too. But yeah, I was really impressed with that for City Rhythm. I was like, there's no way. All right, here we go. So City Rhythm, Alchemy. Oh yeah, this is a 2025 release. Okay, so I told you, bro. I haven't even looked at the notes. Cinnamon, top note. Cinnamon, lemon, nutmeg, saffron, oud, clary sage, myrrh, patchouli, sandalwood, amber. Bro, I was dead on. There's actually, you don't get any oud, but the cinnamon, it's crazy that when you said about when you launched your first fragrance and you mentioned the cinnamon, I was like, I got to pull this up because I remember getting that in here as well too. This is a really pretty fragrance, man.
I'm gonna check it out. Definitely will. All right. So the first question. All right. So you said you started collecting niche fragrances 10 years ago, like the niche fragrance. Do you remember your first niche fragrance you picked up?
Yeah. What's crazy about that is we did our last long form that we did. Well, David just dropped one today, just kind of doing the new studio tour, but I did a video. You may want to do this as well too. I think it was kind of a cool concept, but we dropped something that's called My First 10. So it was my first 10 fragrances I ever bought. Obviously, bro, I kind of want to give that, dude. I kind of want to give you some, kind of put an asterisk beside that as well too, because here's the thing: I was collecting Tom Ford Privates line before I had anything, and some of those were super niche quality. Like I just connected with Tom Ford right out of the gate. So I remember having Effing Fabulous. I remember having Tuscan Leather. I remember having Plum, bro. I still have the OG bottle of Plum Japanese there with about that much in there. I mean, that's the scent. That was the scent when I was wearing when I met my wife was Plum Japanese. So, but my first niche that I bought. Go ahead. I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
No, you said the Plum Japanese. That's the one fragrance that I just don't understand why they discontinued. That fragrance.
Well, I'll tell you. You know Boadicea the Victorious, the King, right? Have you tried the King by Boadicea?
Yeah, very similar. Almost also dead.
Yeah, very, very close. So I bought a partial of that from my friend, Ernest. He was on the live with you. I bought a partial from, he put me in contact with the gentleman. But if you want a really good version of that, that's got a little twist to it it's priced super well as well too. Una Namad has Ombre Conjar. It's like 135 retail. It's actually like a more I think Plum Japanese is super linear, right? For the most part. But getting back to answer your question, what do you think? My first was freaking Creed Aventus, bro. And it was not mind-blowing to me at all. The thing that really had me hooked, I'll tell you right now. So my wife bought me an MFK sample set, put it in my stocking one year for Christmas. And Oud Satin Mood Oud Satin Mood, yeah.
Okay. That's a fragrance that I was in the doghouse for a minute. I got that fragrance by mistake for my wife because she wanted to lose Silk Mood, and I heard her wrong, and I bought that fragrance. And low key, I actually like that fragrance more than Silk. So she thinks that I voted for me. I'm like, no, I didn't get the name right. It's a very similar name, right? So
yeah,
that's a great fragrance.
And there's a huge difference between the extraits and also just the straight up EDPs too.
Yeah. I like the original oud. The original one is probably my favorite.
I can't get into that. I have it for sale, dude. I think it's for sale because we have the collectors. We have Kaleidoscope Scent Index where we sell our new fragrances, but I have a collector's exchange in there where I kind of sell a lot of my testers and fragrances maybe that I bought that are missing 2 to 3 sprays. I actually have that for sale. If you go to kaleidoscopescentIndex.com, I have that one up for grabs right now. I just don't get that oud.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it's more of like it's more of a
it's a cleaner.
sandalwood woody scent. I
Yeah.
don't get it. I don't get it. It's gone on my skin, bro. It's gone.
Really? Wow.
Non-existent. I've even tried these
No,
straight, and I'm like, yo, this isn't even working.
the straight is it's very similar. It's a little bit more. How do I put it? It's for me. It's a little soapy. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like.
Yeah.
But wow, I didn't. I'm surprised that you don't like that. But see, that MFK oud isn't the oud lovers oud. That's a safe, extraordinary, different oud. It's not something that someone that grew up smelling Agarwood or oud oils would gravitate towards. So I do like it. I do enjoy it, but it's not when I'm like where oud fragrances or oud oil. Then I'm gonna go for
No.
that one.
I don't even think I put
So
somebody. If somebody said that was a starter oud, I wouldn't even put them in that because I don't even think consider
no,
that's like almost like a Colin Creed's Royal Oud. You understand what I'm saying? There's no oud in that.
no, and
So what you got? Yeah.
That's a misconception to a lot of misinformation or deception in the game. So I'm not. That's a whole subject, but yeah,
Absolutely.
creative. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna show you. We're talking about the tars, and you also were talking about musk fragrances. So I know that you. I know that you are a collector of those. Have
Oh
you
yeah.
oud factories, oud or tars?
That
So
actually looks
oud
very similar to the Emirates Pride ones I received.
So Oud Factory, he's an independent creator, very knowledgeable man. He started with the tars, and then kind of went into fragrances also. But the animalistic, funky, barnyard oud, he has those. He has the more mixture of oud and I guess one note, which would be like chocolate or tobacco or something like that. And then he has his musk fragrances like this. This when it came out, it was called Deer Soul, but it's actually Deer Musk, and it's 100% Deer Musk with um, Taif, and it's a Taif rose in this, and I think 3 different types of ouds. It's escaping me which ones are in here, but bruh, one drop of this stuff, one drop, and the whole house is lit up, bro. I have to really when I'm in the mood for something that shuts everything else down.
Right.
Yeah, and don't this any of the tars. I have a few of his tars. Any of them, the washing off thing, it doesn't matter. You just have to commit. This is going to be on you until it dissipates and goes away. But they're beautiful if you're in the mood for those type of really animalic, woody kind of unique scents. And for me, I do enjoy his guitars. I haven't gotten to the fragrances, which are I think he has maybe 10 or 12 now. But bruh, concentration is crazy. I've had his probably 5 years, 6 years.
So you've seen those ads for the perfumist, like with Jeremy Fragrance, and you've seen the perfumist, like who does the ouds, just like the limited quantity. So I was skeptical, right? I was like, whatever, this guy's, and they're selling them so high, and they're limited quantities. So he sent us. They are some of the most beautiful tars I've ever smelled in my life. Well, I was like the other day. So I mean, he probably sent me. I kid you not, Rome.
Yeah.
So he sent a full bottle of. Damn, I can't think of the name of it right now. It's probably one of the best. I'd say it's probably one of the top 5 ouds I've ever smelled in my life. And I can't think of the name of it, but it's still for sale on the site. It's in a 50 ml. But Rome, I'm telling you, it's
I'm scared
like
to know the price right now.
No. I think it was fairly priced. Like if I'll go to the perfumist right now, but let me tell you about it while I'm mentioning that fragrance, Rome. So it's like I think there maybe were 100 or so of those made. Yeah, here, I'll find it right now. I got it. Okay, so that one is actually called, let's go to, but you know, he puts a lot of stuff in, he puts a lot of stuff actually in, you know, 3 mLs. This was actually in a
Mm.
bottle that he sent, which was crazy. So I, man, I can't think. Man, their website is kind of hard to navigate, believe it or not. Okay, Modern Elixirs, but he has. Oh, here we go. I found it, bro. So it is
What's
actually
up?
called. Damn, it looks like it's sold out, bro. It looked like it was up there yesterday. It looks like it's down now. Damn,
Hey,
but I'm gonna tell you about this. So those oubs
okay.
in the 50 mLs are they're $3.99 right now. So the gentleman who perfumes it, I mean, I think they put them out in limited batches of typically like 100 to 300. It is
Okay.
like a Tootsie. Imagine a Tootsie Roll, right? You've eaten a Tootsie Roll before with some of
Hmm.
the best food you've ever smelled in your life. It is gorgeous, and it's also got some, you know, it's got some woody undertones in there as well too. But it blew me away, and I've smelled everything, bro. I've smelled Ensar Oud. I've smelled them all, bro.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna check them out. You said it's batches, so it's a limited quality. I mean, limited quantity, but also that rarity I'm into. I like having those exclusive where I can enjoy something. I mean, this
Yeah,
might sound a little messed up, but if it's exclusive, I like that. That sets us apart. You know, you're not gonna smell
yeah,
like 10 other people in the same room. I like that.
100%, 100%.
Okay, so next question, and then you can show me something. So you were talking about producing. What's the one song or beat you're most proud of? So I
So
guess that's
man,
two questions.
so I'll just run you the quick thing. So I played a lot of, you know, I got my college paid for by playing basketball. I'll just put it that way. But
Yeah,
so I'd go to these camps. This is the mid '90s, and I grew up, and you know, it's just always super athletic. So, and you know, bro, there's not too many white point guards out there that
yeah,
are 6'5", 6'6". You know, so I had, and I'm going to all these basketball camps, and I'm hearing things like Public Enemy, Poor Righteous Teachers, De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, and
yeah,
I was hooked. Like I was hooked. So you know, like NWA led to Public Enemy, which led to Ice Cube, which led to Black Moon, which led to De La Soul, which led to every. And I've always just been intrigued. I couldn't figure out how these guys in the ghetto were making this kind of music, right? I'm like, how's this stuff sounds so refined? And then I realized, oh, RZA from Wu Tang sampling Bob James records, which is an old jazz musician, and they're sampling Miles or they're sampling James Brown, and then it all
yeah.
changed for me, bro. Like, and it's crazy because I got Pete Rock back there. I actually opened up for him. You know, I did a show here in Northwest Arkansas back in 2020. So what's crazy, bro, is I've grown up. Like especially right now, I learned production just in 2016, man. I just always had perfect pitch. I had a good ear for it, and people just love my beats, man. Because I always just, you know, I could play stuff. So I taught myself. I'm self-trained, so I can play my bass. I can play everything, but I always want to keep the, like Rome. I'll dig right down here, right? So I got a record crate down here, and you
Yeah,
know, I always get the drums from like
yeah,
open breaks. So I always got to have the old record. So I keep all my drum
yeah,
breaks around here because I want that grit and that analog. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not into like the trap and all that crap. Like I like the essence. But I just
yeah.
put out an album. This last album I put out with Evan Holt is phenomenal. It was 4 years in the making, but it's crazy. You know, I'm producing like P Rock and CL Smooth When They Reminisce Over You was what 50 million plays on Spotify, and I just did an EP with CL Smooth, so that's crazy.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. I like
Yeah,
that. So you got to, you know, because uh, I'm a vinyl guy. Like I love
yeah,
my jazz, my hip hop, and I mean I'm always willing to support music. Right now, if you hear in the background, this is the music that you'll hear in my videos, my YouTube videos. Uh, One of my best friends does this for me because YouTube be
yeah.
copyrighting everything. So I can't even
Bro, anything
but
you hear in any of
yeah.
our shorts, carousels, anything, that's all me. Like that's all stuff that I've put out. So I go by the name Crazy Ups. Like if you go to my,
Okay.
you go, yeah, you go to Crazy Ups. That's my other. I mean, I picked up like
I went
I
there,
think
but
when I start,
thinking,
yeah, so Crazy Ups, and then I own Kaleidoscope Records. So if you saw that video we posted with David the other day, you see me like looking out a window, it says Kaleidoscope Records. So that doubles
yeah,
as like, that's going to double as like a recording booth for our artists as well too.
nice. Okay. Well, yeah, man, I'm always willing to support. If you, especially if you put something on vinyl. I don't know if you can see my. This is that's where
Yeah.
my like I'm in trouble right now. I'm kind of on punishment. I can't buy any more vinyl
Oh no, bro! Look,
for a
look, look!
while.
I got a whole nother stack over here. These are records I've just bought. I mean, there's probably 300 over them. Right? I always keep them a quick pull when I'm producing, because what I'll do is I'll just get inspiration. I'll just peruse for samples and chop it up and make it how I want to make it.
Yo, you gotta do something live, bro. Like do something like. Well, I don't want to get
David's
too
been
fired
on
up.
me about to
I know.
do that, bro. David's been on me. Yeah, it's crazy. And I've worked with Redman. I've worked with I mean, I've worked with some big artists, man. So one of my songs just picked. It hasn't launched yet. It was picked up. So one of my songs was picked up for Black. Is there a TV show called Black Mirror or something like that on Netflix? It's like a big series. Well,
Okay.
Denzel has a movie coming out with Robert Pattinson, and that. So I'm just trying to clear the sample for it right now. But bro, that could be very fresh. That was picked up. Like they picked the song up. I just have to clear a sample because I chopped up a Brent Faiyaz sample on that.
Okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
man. I'm happy for you. I mean, God is blessing you, so I'm happy for that, my guy.
Yeah, we
I'm
stay
always
busy. We
happy.
stay busy.
Keep it up, man. So we've been talking. Let me make sure no, I'm not missing anybody's conversation here. Yes, we both are audiophiles. Um, Music has always been a part of my life. I mean, I'm kind of in the audience. I'm not in the front of music like that. My entertainment, Eric,
Yeah.
and mine's is comedy. So
Oh
um,
yeah.
I'm a comedian on the side. That's a
That's
whole
really
nother
dope. I
conversation.
think I saw that. I can't remember where I saw you. I think I saw that maybe on your Instagram or something like that.
I've been doing that for probably almost over 10 years now.
You
But
know what's crazy, bro? You know I was watching
almost,
you before I started the content, right? You know I was watching, like I was subscribed to you before I even started making content.
well, I appreciate that, man. I remember
Yeah.
you telling me that you still some stuff. I mean, for me, it's humbling, and also it gives me, that kind of reassurance that
Yeah.
this is it's fun, right? Sometimes we get caught up in the numbers, the money, the accolades, or the fame, I guess you would say. But
Yeah.
when other reviewers and like-minded people still take the time out to support, I appreciate it. And even having you say you didn't have to say that. I mean, why? That doesn't necessarily. You didn't have to say that, but just I like that you were comfortable letting me know that you watch my
Oh yeah,
stuff.
for sure, man.
I
I always give flowers. Always give flowers. While everyone's still here, you gotta give them
think
flowers.
absolutely. Ernest is in the building. What's up, man? Mr. Clark, what's going on?
I don't
Well,
know
thank
that
you guys for
Ernest guy.
joining.
I don't know who that Ernest guy is.
I'm a block him. All right, so let me show you a
Hit
fragrance
me.
house that I've been raving about, and then we're gonna kind of do like a rapid thing because I will talk forever.
All right.
This house right here. This is House of Noya. I kind of ran into them at Scent Explorer in 2024,
Okay.
and wasn't super impressed with everything. Out of the 7 fragrances I smelled, there were about 4 that I was like, "Oh, okay." It was the oud
Yeah.
fragrance called oud. I think it was Aura Oud or something like that.
Room,
Another
what's
one
the name of the
called
house? What's the name? How do you spell the house?
House of Noya. Noya.
I think I might follow them on Instagram.
Probably they. I mean, I forgot the guy that's in the Middle East that does a lot of content for like dupes and copies, but he has his own brand
Yeah.
now. He talked about the
They
oud
got beautiful
fragrance
bottles,
and
man. Beautiful bottles.
bottle. Oh, let me show you the packaging, bro. Give me a second. It's crazy. All right, so I'm gonna put it in here just because that's literally like 40% of the reason I wanted the fragrance. Because I'm a sucker for a presentation, man. I haven't been wrong. And most of the time I do this, the fragrance, if I do blind buy something, it smells good. But this is how the packaging looks. This is so cool, bro.
Oh wow.
I thought and for this fragrance or the all the fragrances they have are like 180, 190, $190 for 100 milliliter. I'm like, how are they doing that with this? Inside of this is like a faux suede in here, you know, super tough hardcore box. And this is, I was like, yo, this is like $300 maybe. But beyond the presentation, this is one of the best rose fragrances I've ever come across. So, what's his name? Guy that made perfume. I know it's not Dominique Rapier. What is his name?
Which rose? Which
lady.
Oh shoot, that was Portrait of a Lady was. Oh my god. Go ahead. It'll
I
pop
know. I
in.
hate
It'll
that.
come.
Well, he made this fragrance for House of Noya, and I was a fan of Portrait of a Lady. It just is a little too bright for me in rose. I like it, but I think it still leans a little bit on the
There's too many
feminine side.
batch variations on that too, man. There's so many batch variations on that.
Yeah, and this one for me is the perfect male rose fragrance in my opinion. Most men have a hard time. Well, I say a hard time talking about floral fragrances. I tend to like rose floral fragrances, but this one
I do
has
too.
Turkish rose, Bulgarian rose, it'll pink pepper, sandalwood, and I think there might be patchouli in this if I'm not mistaken. But bruh, the way I can describe this is jammy, smoky, spicy, and slightly citrusy in the opening, and then a green floral rose in the mid to the base, and then it goes into a woody tone, but still keeps that spice. And I wore this on my birthday. I went out to dinner with my family, and bro, you ever have those moments when you're like everything gets blocked out, almost like a mirror, because you smell the fragrance? You're like, damn, this thing is dope.
It's crazy. It's crazy you're saying that, bro. It's crazy. And it's almost weird because last year for my birthday, and you're talking about rose, I
Mm-hmm.
wore anytime I go to dinner, anytime I leave the house, like if I'm going to dinner, right? Dude, I'm rocking Jasmine from Boadicea. That rose.
Ooh,
Oh my god, bro.
yeah, Jasmine is dope. That's the only one I'm missing
Bro, you have to
that
have
I
it. And
don't.
you can find like it's on gray market, like heavily discounted right now as well too.
Okay. Oh, I need that. I need that. Like, there's something very Middle Eastern about it, but the rose is. I totally agree. That's chef's kiss, absolutely. But I need you to get a sample of this. I'll send you a sample of this because I need you to
Yeah,
smell.
send
There's a
it.
few I want. I gotta send you some samples of, but that
Yeah,
one,
we speak. Yep. I saw that
it's
they carry
happening.
it. I saw that Amber Lab. I think it's that we're about to carry that, which is crazy.
Oh, so I mean, well, there you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Give
But
me one sec.
those bottles actually look a little bit like the older, or they kind of give me like a heavier, thicker Ormond look. The caps are like Ormond
Well,
caps.
the top is exactly like that, and he got kind of pissed at me because I told him, I said, okay, so he has two different fragrance lines. He has this one and a more aquatic citrus fragrance line, right? And what he said to me, he said, he showed the other one has like like, what is it like? like a marble ball on top, which is gorgeous. I think that he should have just kept with that one. It almost looks like this, but with colors, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, hey, bro, I'm not sure if you know, but you have the same cap as Orman Jane, and that's a quick way to mess your up.
Yeah.
And he cut me off. He was like, yeah, I know, but our fragrance is different. I'm like, all right, I'm just letting you know, man. Like, you don't want to do that, but he was cool with it, and I was like, hey, I
You
can't tell you
know,
what to do.
and the crazy thing about Ormond Jane though too, Ro, and I'll keep it quick, is that they reached out to me
Mm-hmm.
probably about 4 weeks ago, and they're like, "Hey, can we send you?" I'm like, "No, that's not the way." I was like, "We don't do samples." I was like, "We don't put samples in our videos. If we like your product, I don't." So kind of a rough start with
Yep.
them, but then they reached out. I was extremely impressed with their 3 new releases: Oud Liaisons, the Patchouli, and also Bijou Saffron is freaking gorgeous. And now they're like, "Hey, do you mind if we do a collaborative post with you guys?" And so I'm gonna like, they're like, they sent me literally everything. I was like, I sent them an email. I was like, listen, I think you're the gentlemanly style that Ormond Jane has. I think it fits and I got to sample everything. So I was like, oh, this really fits, because I had Ormond Man, which was okay, but then I do love Nawaba Vood Intensivaux. It's very like, it's almost like
Yes.
Louis 25th from Georgia. It's got that. I kind of get that champagne. You know, Ormond
Mm-hmm.
Jane calls their oud Oudh, oud, like Aoud from Roja. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. I
Ernest, I
remember
sent you
smelling
a
that a
sample, bro. I sent you a
few
sample in the
years back.
comments. Yeah. Yeah.
I def I definitely want to get that one. Mun Tobacco Intensivo is another one that I really like. I had a 10 mil sample of that one, and also I was being cheap because I don't know who had one boutique had Oman Jane at one point, and I just kept going there. And there's two things that I don't like when a company or a perfume boutique that you spend your money at don't remember you, right? So I kept going back to these particular boutiques and asking for samples of certain fragrances. And I'm not gonna mention the name, but they just never remember me. So I was like, bro, that's crazy. Like, I purchased fragrances from them, and I'm not saying that they should remember me, but they kept giving me the Oud Intense version because they kept thinking I was a new customer. And I was like, that's crazy. I had like 4 samples of them, and I just kind of just didn't buy it because I had the samples. But that was one thing that surprised me. I'm like, yo, I've walked in here at least 6 times already in the last maybe 5 months, and they just, hey, welcome, thank you for coming. I'm like, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but my mindset was like, yeah, probably not gonna buy from you
So,
guys because that I don't like.
so gentleman in the comments, Georgioff, that's more said, the best Ormond Jane is black gold. I've heard it's discontinued. Chris from the Dry Down talks about that one a lot. I've looked it up. It's arm and a leg, but I've heard it is freaking insanely dope.
I wanted to
Insanely
try
dope.
the amber and the vanilla that they just dropped, I think a year or so ago. But I
Yeah.
fell off. I fell off on mine. I got to get back on them. I have 3 or 4 fragrances from them, but they
Uh-huh.
my are ancient. Like she was at what's it it's a perfume boutique in Virginia. She came to release some fragrances, and I went there to film it and do an interview with her. And I brung one of my bottles because I'm like, hey, that'll be cool if she could sign my bottle for me, and I can do
Right,
this
right.
interview. Bro, when I tell you, she was like, when she saw the bottle, she was like, wow, you got like one of the first bottles we've ever created. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah. So I I, I thought it was cool, but it was also like, hey, buy some of my new stuff. But that was cool. She was very pleasant, very nice lady. All right, so show me something else. What else you got? That's a house that we need to check out.
I'm not gonna say it's a house we need. Like, this house is well known, but it's known for a couple. Everybody knows Tigar from Bulgari, obviously.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I have been wearing the heck out of O-Neck, pun intended. So this is a 2016 release.
Okay.
This stands out to me because it's literally just Laotian oud, it's Laotian oud, lamp danum, and just pure resins, right? So I picked this up.
Okay.
Oddly enough, when you go to you go to Epcot and you're walking around Epcot, like they have Italy and they have, they'll have all the countries, and in the Italy stores, the Italian stores, they'll have Dolce & Gabbana, they'll have fragrances from Acqua di Parma, and then they had Bulgari, and I picked up 3 that day, and I should have picked up the smaller bottles, but long story short, O-Neck hit me right out of the gate because it's Laotian oud. It's just simple, three simple notes. Bro, you know who perfumed this? So the perfumer is Jacques Cavalier. I think his name is Jacques Cavalier. I'm trying to think of his last name. It's Beltrude, I think, or something like that. But it's the same perfumer who did Imagination from Louis Vuitton. Yes.
Same guy. Okay. Okay.
But this is, bro, it's beautiful. Beautiful. Like, I wear it in the summer.
He said
it's definitely, it's all seasons, 100%.
Okay. And it's still available?
Yeah. It came out in 2016. Still, I purchased it last year in retail.
Okay.
Oh, it's so beautiful, bro. It's so beautiful. But it's got that little bit of... I don't have anything that smells like it, bro. Nothing.
I like that. That's a when you find a gem like that, that's dope. You being able to find something that you can't say, oh, this reminds me of something else. I love that.
Laotian oud is my favorite type of... I love Laotian oud. It's like really, really fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I wonder what would I consider to be my favorite oud note? I gotta think about that. Or oud wood. I gotta think of which one do I gravitate towards. Was ever in Frederick Mall?
Oh, you know what? Rome, I just, not to interrupt you, but I just hit a dead stop. I feel like this is where freaking Ombre Nomad got inspiration from. 100%. It's the same perfumer. It's the same perfumer. So this was the OG Ombre Nomad right here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a reel on that this week. This is the OG Ombre Nomad.
Nice.
100%.
The same perfumer.
Yes, and it also has. It gives me. I don't know what your take on Louis Vuitton fragrances is, but there's a couple I have. I'm not into the afternoon swims and the L'Immensité and all that crap. I like some of their darker stuff. Like, they got some funk. A couple of them got some funk. But this is the OG Ombre Nomad right here, bro.
Okay. I haven't smelled when I went to Philly last year, I went to Philly for vacation. And before we got there, we went to King of Prussia. I think that's the name of the mall.
Yeah, I'm from there, bro. That's where I'm from. I'm from that area.
Okay. I was wondering. I was like, bro, you don't sound like you from Arkansas. I was like,
nah, I'm East Coast all day, bro. Military brought me down here. I mean, that's how I ended up here. My wife was military, and I had just gotten out of Baghdad. And I mean, right now we're in like one of the wealthiest cities, bro. My new studio is on Walton Avenue, like home of the Walmart. Walmart's brought so much money here; it's crazy, bro.
Wow. Well, I don't want to track of what I was saying. The Louis Vuittons. Went to that mall, and the first thing I smelled, it was a bunch of the bright citrus ones. So of course, my first thought was like, yeah, they smell good. They're very mass appealing. Some were a little bit more feminine leaning. I did like the one that everybody talked about, the light blue one. That smelled really good. But like I said, all of the ouds, there was one in particular I really enjoyed. But I can't say that they're all real ouds. I don't know if they don't seem like they have
bro. There's one. I'll tell you the name of it right now, but there's one that, and I have a 10 ml back there. I just don't want to get up and get it. But there's one that's called. Oh, bro, I'll tell you the name of it here. Man, I didn't realize Louis Vuitton has so many daggone releases, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Fleur de Desert. Fleur du Désert is funky.
Okay.
So that's got rose centifola, honey, jasmine, ambrox. It's got a some oud, bro. That one's definitely got some real oud in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta go back and check it out. We have a store in DC and also one in Virginia that I haven't been to in a while. Another place like of course Dior and Chanel, they have their private line, but they don't really focus on oud fragrances. But I gotta go step out and go to the stores and check stuff out. I mean, it's been kind of crazy trying to do that. I'm so backed up on things that I have to review that I'm not like itching to go smell something new because it's just gonna make me forget that I have obligations to these fragrances. But yeah, I'll check that one out. Well, Gary.
Hey, Rome. Ernest just dropped in the comments. He's like, man, they got a patchouli one called Guyenne. They sure do. This is Guyenne. I bought them at the same time, bro. These are so,
wow.
bro. These are
1 to
so
1.
good.
Okay.
So slept on.
All
It's
right.
the OG Ombre Nomad. I'm gonna do a reel on that this week. Matter of fact,
You're gonna get some people real upset. All right, so let me show you a house that once again another house that I started with. I think that they have really kept with the real classic French perfumery, and it's this house right here, Julimad. So Julimad is if you I'll give you a little small. Is a husband and wife that basically told their whole love story, how they met, the places they fell in love, their vacations, and then they kind of drifted into more of a just storytelling of uh, adventures they had. But one of my Luca Malfi, he's one of my favorite perfumers. This is Nia. So Nia is kind of gourmand meets really heavy tropical fruits and dates. And if you really enjoy that type of vibe, like I'm not a citrus lover. This is the only house, or one of maybe 3 houses that when it comes to the more fruity, citrusy fragrances, I dig because they always put something heavy in the base, something like sandalwood or oakwood or something with a twist. But yeah, this one, and I'm pretty sure you're a fan of Cecile Zarokian.
yeah.
Aqua Cestus from them.
She did that. That's Cecile Zarokian did that.
Yeah. Yep.
What year was that?
This is one.
I think I've seen that before.
This came out. Oh, I think maybe 2016. I gotta look it up. I don't actually.
What's the vibe on that one?
Aquatic, fig, very heavy on the fig fruit, very aquatic, ambergris, very fresh, sweet. This is the probably. I say if I had to take 10 fragrances out of my collection, this is coming with me. Like, and probably one of the only fragrances that are aquatic or citrus that just lasts forever. It lasts forever. Yeah. This is absolutely stunning. These two are probably the most wearable, unique fragrances from the house. My favorite is has been my signature since it dropped was Amor di Palazzo by them. That's your vibe. I know for a fact that you would love Amor di Palazzo. It's very dark. It's leather, suede. It's nutmeg, spices. I've worn that fragrance, and like I said, the house isn't super popular, right? I think there was no, there's still one in Indigo Perfumery. It's the only house boutique that carried them in the U.S. At one point, before I'm in New York went out of business, they had them, and was the only place in the U.S. that you can get them. But yeah, this is. Wait, I want to look up the notes real quick to show it because I want to make sure I can say the notes. Give me a second. Aqua Sextus. All right, so Aqua Sextus. Yeah, okay. So grapefruit, bergamot, tea, mandarin orange, and mimosa in the opening. In the mid, we have C notes, fig, pine tree needles. We have white florals in the mid. The base, we have musk, oak moss, cedarwood, amber, ladamum, and guaiac wood. So, like I said, they have that citrus aquatic opening, and then in the base, it gets like very dark, not very, slightly dark, but more warm. And Nia is a beast. Let me see if I can pick that one up. Nia.
Are they still in production?
Nia,
Are they still in production?
oh yeah. See, the tariffs kind of screwed everything up for us over here because she had a sale, right? She did it. They never do sales, never.
Right.
Christmas time, around November-ish. They were doing a sale for the first time. It was like crazy. I think it was like 40% off their luxury packaging. So their regular packaging, you just get the bottle in a cardboard box. But let me show you what the other packaging looks like. So if you get the less white collection and the classic collection. So the classic collection will come in a coffin like this, and the bottle sits in there, and then you get a 10 milliliter. If you see, will sit inside. Not a 10. I think this is 7 milliliter travel spray inside. If you get the full presentation, right? That's the classic collection that Aqua Sextus is in. And then if you want the less white collection, this is the more expensive collection. You get this almost kind of like the Roger Dove fragrance bottles, and
Caskets,
the bottles. Yeah, so like Nia comes in this version, right, with clear and then frosted glass in the back and gold cap. But if you get the full presentation, it looks like this. The whole bottle is gold.
Oh wow!
And then you get, it sits in here like this,
right?
And then the travel spray is, if I can get it out, is crazy. So the travel spray has Swarovski crystals on it.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, I once again I put my foot in my mouth a lot when I speak the truth about how I feel. So before I got the bottle, I had purchased Amor di Palazzo, and then a year later they dropped the less white collection,
right?
But they had it in the regular. It was like $180 at the time for the regular and like $320 for the luxury package. Almost like, no, it's like $400 for the luxury packaging. And I was like, there's no reason to do that unless this is the EDP and that's a stray. She was like, no, both of them are straight perfumes. It's just if you want the luxury packaging. So I just kind of was like, hey guys, I don't think it's worth it to buy the luxury packaging if you can just get the same fragrance in a different bottle.
Right.
Man, they sent me the message. They weren't mean. They just sent me a message like, Rome, I disagree. There are certain people that like luxury, and I guarantee if you saw the bottle with the full packaging, you would change your mind. And I was like, okay. Literally, I think 3 weeks later, I get a package in the mail with that bottle in it, basically to shut me up. Like, now what?
Yeah.
And I was like, so now I gotta. It was true. I was like, yo, if you have the money, you're gonna probably go for the full packaging. If you don't really care about that, you're gonna go for them. But I made the video telling them like, yo, yeah, it looks better in the full packaging. But those are fragrances that perfume house is very classic, traditional French perfumery, and they just use really good ingredients. Nothing I've smelled has been remotely disappointing. Everything has been good or great to me. And have Luca
Right.
Malfi and also Rokian, you can't go wrong with.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've seen her. Because I do a deep dive. It's like when you collect records and you like Clyde Stubblefield, who plays drums on James Brown record. You try to find every record Clyde Stubblefield played on. It's just like with
Yeah.
Cecile Zarokian, I started with. I probably think the big hitter for me, like right out of the gate with her, might have been Fire or Silver Oud, which led me down to everything from. I have most of her fragrances, and even her Javoy stuff. Fire at Will, um, a couple other things she's done for other houses as well too. But yeah, she's dude, the new she's killing it. I know her price went up for sure.
Absolutely. And when I saw you, I watched a couple of your first impressions on the new Creed Oud and also
I love
Outlands.
it.
And I think if they were similar in some way, and I get it, the same perfumer makes fragrances, but when I saw that your reaction, bro, I was like, oh, I gotta go try this, man. And
Oudzarian's
I
fire,
do.
man. I love to layer it.
I haven't tried it. I got samples. Those two are on my list to get. If not summer, by the end of this year, I'm gonna grab both of those, God willing. But yeah, those bangers. And Creed jumping into the darker side of fragrances and taking a risk using Cecile, that was the best move they could have ever done. What's up, Rob? What's up,
Yeah.
my man? French Perfumery, yes, bro. Fragrance Journey 1 is in the building. What's up, bro? All right, so let's go to the next question. What was the next question I had? Okay, so we covered the music, we covered your first scent. So let us know, because we want to know if you can pick three. You don't have to bring them out. If you can pick three of your favorite fragrances, if everything got to go, you got three to pick. What's staying with you?
Everybody knows
I
me
know you
for
have.
Fuego Futura from Thomas DeMonico. It's like you can't
Okay.
even find it now. It's crazy, but it's kind of crazy. It's weird. I'm a big fan of his house, and uh, I had a Google Meet with him for Amber Lab to bring them for the Amber Lab to carry them, and he's just like,
Okay.
it's just like I'm talking, and Raw Gold was my first, but when I go Fuego Ventura, that's what everybody knows me for. It's just like masculine, herbal, spicy. It's just like super sexy, right? So that's coming 100%. So I would say secondly, and PDLN number 3 from Roja's got to come with me. PDLN number 3.
Ooh. Okay. Is that they don't? Is that
Which?
right?
Huh?
They done with that. That's not being made anymore.
Well, they make PDLN now, but I'm gonna give you guys free game. Aira, AIRA from Suspiro, is pretty damn close for a tenth of the cost. Like pretty damn close.
Okay.
So, with that being said, another fragrance that there's got to be an Ouage in there. So I would say Jubilation 25, Jubilation 40. It doesn't matter. But I mean, man, I could go. That's all interchangeable. Like my top 25 that I did a couple months ago, like our second or third month in, that's completely changed now. Like there's so many interchangeable, bro. But then you have the classics like that. Your entry level classics that, bro, I can name 10. I mean, there's so many even like niche indie artisanal stuff that I'm just like blown away by right now. Like blown away.
Yeah. And that's it. I wanted to like your eye for those indie artisanal fragrances, like the one with it almost has like a head, like a cracked skull on it.
Yeah,
That
we sold out of that already. That's from that's Profundum Martyr, and it's the female version of it came out called Fatale. So, but they had to change the name because L'Oreal came after them. So I'm the only one with the actual last few bottles probably that's out there that haven't been pulled or sold. So,
Ooh.
I met Dominique, just was casually. We were just talking, and I finally ordered Martyr off.
That's who made it. Dominique Ropion. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he
The
made
guy that made this.
Portrait of a Lady. Yeah, Portrait of a Lady. Yep.
Yeah.
Dominique Ropion. Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
But Dominic Schneider did. So I like sites like Stella, Lucky Sense, things like that, and I just peruse and do my education on these things because I'm at this point, man. I'm looking for something that I love any artisanal, and that's kind of what I do for Amber Lab. Is like I'm their tastemaker, for lack of better wording. I established relationships for them to carry this stuff, and we, like the Hellenist, for example, which is blowing up everywhere. Labrada Morphe is like, I did not like Dior and Parfum, but I love the Iris, and I love that better than it made me a lover of Iris. You understand what I'm saying? Again, but there's just so many, Rome. There's just like, and it's all situational. I mean, I'm looking at one right now. I mean, Coromandel from Chanel. I mean, I could say that. I could say, bro, there's I can't. 3 is just like insane. And I'm sitting here second guessing myself even right now when I gave you those 3.
I mean, but that's the beauty and kind of the bad part about this is it never ends. Like it like I love this thing because it never ends. Like I can tell you what I'll always keep in my collection, but for example, nothing. I didn't think anything would ever beat Amorti Palazzo, and then I smelled. I'm having a blank right now. Imperial from Boadicea Victorious, which came out in 2016. I should have been smelled it. That completely changed my mind about how my wife reacted to the smell of the fragrance. Also brought it up a level because she hates 50% of the stuff I have. But me having never smelled that fragrance replaced my favorite fragrance in my collection. And I didn't think that would ever happen. But what I was saying is that out of all of the fragrances we collect, there's always something that's like drawing you back in that makes it feel like you just started over again. For me, I don't see this ending anytime soon, but
No.
It's
All Word Fragrances dropped a comment in there. He said, he's like, I have a fruit brand you try. He said, Lost Tribe, Elixir Tar, Honan. Send samples my way. I have some Lost Tribe, and I do have some Elixir Tar. Like, and I'm actually, the House of Jinx. You guys may have heard of Jinx. Jinx is a house I'm interested in as well, too. They're sending stuff our way to review. But, like, bro, like, even just when you think you've seen it all, like last week, we have the whole house of L'Entrepiste in. L'Entrepiste is Bertrand Duchefort's house. Bertrand Duchefort did Jubilation for Amouage. Now, there's 2 fragrances in there that I'm just like, dude, I've never smelled anything like this in my life. Like, they have one that is called, they have an orange. It's orange and incense. It's like a bright orange and incense. Beautiful. And then they have another one called Dorian Spleen.
Yo.
And the bottles are shaped. Yeah.
Killing me, bro. I like the bottles.
Yeah, Dorian's.
I like.
Yeah, so Dorian Spleen is like, and bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, Room, if you like gourmands, this brand of Audio Lab, they have like the most realistic, unique scent you'll ever smell in your life. They have espresso ash, which is like a cigarette and a coffee. It's otherworldly, bro. Their stuff is so photorealistic, it's otherworldly.
Please, like I'm asking you, man, DM me some of these names. I'm pretty sure you have them in some of your videos. I'll check those also.
Yeah, you gotta watch. You gotta watch the video that we just uploaded right before I came on with you. David uploaded our video, like walking around the new studio and some alternatives, just kind of like the 5 biggest mistakes you can make in collecting. So yeah, check it out. You'll see the racks and you'll be like, oh, I want to check that out.
All right, I'm on it. I'm on it. All right, so I got another fragrance I want to show you, and I want to show you guys too. Before I do that, let me look and see who is talking. Matrix, yes. Amouage Royal Tobacco. That's my favorite one too. I love that fragrance. I mean, I still gotta there's so many Amawais that I've tried that I love, but I would say right now, Outlands and Royal Tobacco is probably my favorite so far. Dang, this thing, I hate that I can't keep up with people asking all these questions.
Are you using StreamYard?
No, man, bro, my son even told me about that. He was like, "You got to get on StreamYard. You gotta have." I'm a next video,
There's a
next one. I
little
will.
lag on StreamYard. I had some issues with StreamYard the other night when I did my live, so it's not totally consistent either.
I'm just using YouTube right now. Jinx, yeah, I'm gonna check it out, man. I'm gonna check all this stuff out. All of it it's interesting. Like as a collector, beyond the reviewer, as a collector, this is the best thing that I do. Besides, my audio stuff. I love, listening to music and all that. But this right here is the cherry on top. All right, so I'm gonna throw two houses at you. That one you said you didn't like, but you only smelled two. I urge you to go back and check that house out. I'll save this one for later. I want to talk about these two houses right here. All right, so the first house you said you tried Kajal perfumes. I don't remember which ones you said you tried.
Bro, that's
You
crazy. You just said that because I was literally just thinking of that. So when I put my kids down, right? My daughter, my middle daughter and my two youngest, they are on like the middle floor. So I was putting some
okay.
clothes in Kenzie's room, bro. Guess what she had? Guess what I gave her?
Which
Dihab from Kajal. It was laying right on her bed.
but see,
And I
okay, so
thought of
someone
you.
likes
I
it.
almost brought it down. I almost brought it downstairs. No, I gave it to her. It was too fruity for me, bro.
Okay. Well, this is one that I think is right up your alley. I'm not sure if you tried it yet. I think there's two that I think you would really like. But uh Kajal Lamar
Yep,
Noir.
that's the one I want to check out. Yep. I've heard great things
Everything
about that one.
about
The
this.
black bottle.
Yeah, this one and I Can. I Can is a combination of spicy, gourmand, and fruity. So praline, pineapple, dry fruits, and spices. That's in the I Can. And also vanilla. This one, I don't want to. I don't want to mess up the notes, but I know
So is
this
that a
has a
big
beautiful
variance?
leather.
Is that one? Rome, is
Yeah,
that so? I had the original Lamar and it was just it was too sweet. It was too
no,
cloying for me.
nothing alike.
Totally
They don't.
different.
They I don't even. Totally different. I asked him when I saw him. Well, I asked him when we were talking on IG. I said, Why would you do Why would you put the name there when they don't smell anything alike? And there's something with him and his partner that they be having these
Uh-huh.
inside jokes or these inside things that they have when they name fragrances. Because I saw him, I saw Mo at Scent Explorer, and I asked him about that one, and I also asked him about Kajal 3. I was like, why would you put a citrus bright, soda smelling fragrance in a bronze and black bottle? I was like, that just doesn't make sense. You when someone sees that, they're just gonna think dark. They're gonna think. And he smiled. He was like, "It's a thing between my friend." And he kind of said the same thing about that. I was like, "You guys having these inside jokes doesn't really sell the fragrance, you know." But once again,
Mm-hmm.
it's their brand, so I can't really speak on why he did it because he didn't want to divulge that information. But let me pull up the notes real quick because I know this has leather in it.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on it right now. I was looking at some of the base. It goes wildly left. So it's amber, guaiac wood, leather, moss, oud, sandalwood, musk, and cashmere wood. That's right up my alley.
I'm and is and it's not super beast mode, but it lasts, bro. If you spray this on clothing, take it to the dry cleaner. But it's beautiful. It's airy. It's leathery. It's almost dusty, and then there's
Mm-hmm.
on the sweetness in this that I thought guys would be like, "Yo, that smells great." Every time I wear this, a girl asks me what I got on. Every time, and I was like, "Really?"
Yeah,
I gave it to they sent me a bottle, and I gifted it to a girl, thinking that she would like for her birthday, and she didn't like it. So she was bringing it to our friends, and our friends was like, "If you don't like it, give it to me." And now, after I don't know if that's ever happened to you. Once someone realizes other people like it, they don't want to give it away anymore. So
Oh
she
yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, maybe I'll keep it and see if I start liking it." But yeah, guys that like dark fragrances, and I know that's your vibe. This one, dope. I got one more. It's a house that Max Aroma talked about. I ran into them at Scent Explorer, and kind of been, helping them, get their fragrances known over here in the U.S. And that's Niche and Perfumes. Um, so
Oh,
they're.
I've seen them, bro. NISEAN.
I didn't hear you.
So I think I've seen that line. It's NIS. It's NISEAN, right? That's
No,
how
no,
it's
no, no,
spelled. Nijin.
no. NICHENEND. So if you look at the bottom, can you see that? Is niche
Uh huh.
and then N.
Yeah, yeah.
So niche and all in one word. So it's really niche in universe perfume. And they're I'm drawing a blank on where they're from. Is the Middle East, but no, it's not the Middle East. I think it's Croatia. I can't remember. But these guys kind of took inspiration of what the universe would smell like, right? So they have Planet one fragrance. They have This is the Black Hole. They have
Mm-hmm.
Pluto, Earth, planet in our atmosphere, and then they do asteroid. They do the sun. They have a bunch of different fragrances that's supposed to be inspired by what we would consider those to smell like. Obviously, that's no one's going to
Right,
know
right.
that, but what they did with this one, right, Black Hole, is the inspiration behind it was the black hole is this entity that just basically rips anything apart that goes into it, right? It tears it apart. It's almost like the space vacuum, right? And they wanted to say, okay, it's going to take you in and basically turn you upside down, inside out. So we're going to do this like bringing a boozy fragrance, like you drunk something that was super intoxicating, but it gave you the wildest kind of like trip and also gave you the craziest hangover. So they used whiskey and almost made a whiskey cocktail, but then made a white Russian cocktail. So they used electronic notes, and then they used spices and also a really strong sweet whiskey, bro. Yeah, this is unique in the smell, but this should be beast mode. If you would think spraying this 4, 5, 6, 7 times, it would be too much. For some reason, it just doesn't go crazy. I can spray 8, 9, 10 sprays of this, and the level of projection stays the same if I spray 3. But it's really,
And
really
they got a
dope.
lot of releases. They have a lot of. They
Yeah.
put a lot of fragrances out.
And four
That's
four
crazy.
years they put out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are one of the fragrance houses that um, I think is just a sleeper in the community. Once again, really indie niche house, but quality fragrances. Nothing smells like anything I've smelled. They got one that's called Space that literally smells like champagne, metallic metal, and like a wet stone. Like it. I don't know how they did it, but if you got like a rosé sparkling champagne, and then
Mm-hmm.
just drop a bunch of like crumbled up metal, and if you ever had that kind of metal medicinal smell, it's crazy.
So Soradora from Lubu has the most and Soradora is known for kind of like their gourmand scents. They have one called
Mm-hmm.
Lubu, that is
Mm-hmm.
extremely metallic, and I love it. But the dry down is like a super, super very nice. It's like a nice ambery dry down as well too, and it's just like there's. I like stuff that's just like kind of hard to pull off, and when you can pull anything. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey,
Okay.
one of the guys in the chat just said, "Have you tried anything from the House of Ojar?" Yeah, so I have Encens Cuivre from Ojar, which is a beautiful incense fragrance, and I have Oud Whisper, which is another. Jordi Fernandez did that. It's another fruity oud. Yeah,
Okay.
great,
What's the
great
brand?
stuff. Ojar. So they're heavily on. I think they're promoted through Maximum as well too. So they have House of
Mm,
Destin, they have Ojar, they have Regalian Dem. It's all uh, through Maximum.
I'll check. Oh,
Yeah,
also,
Encens
okay.
Cuivre
Oh,
is
y'all.
fire.
Okay.
And
I de-
Joel asked if I had
def-
a white whetstone in my hand from Amaru. That was what I had in my hand, but this is a different one, and we're going to talk about that.
so what do we have? What do we have in your hand?
So this brand, they retail for. I mean, they have some that go $300-$400 a bottle, but man, you can find them heavily discount on Joma Shop. This is Amaru,
Mm,
and this is called White
okay.
Hinoki. Whetstone is another great one. Great starter. If you want to smell like a salty metallic, imagine walking on some nice black stone when you're out walking, right? And you just had a fresh rain. You know how you know how that essence, that salty rain smells. Whetstone
Yeah,
is
yeah.
an extremely evocative scent. Now, white hinoki is extremely beautiful, and I'll tell you why. Because with white hinoki, you get obviously some ginger. There's a nice blast of blood orange in there. There's white pepper. There's a little bit of rum, but most importantly,
Okay.
you don't see too many fragrances that have hinoki wood as a note. And this is beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous.
I've never ever seen
They have some really
that as
good.
a
They
note.
have some.
I,
Well, the only fragrance that I've seen that have had that are, yeah, it's a lot of. But there's some herbal tendencies in there as well too. You get a trip. There's some tobacco in the dry down as well too. But it's just beautiful, man. They have a
okay.
few that are. They have some ouds called like oud tabac. They have saffron rare, which is I got rid of my leather simply because I thought saffron rare was a better fragrance.
Mm,
And their bottles are quality,
I,
bro. The bottles are beautiful.
oh, that's
They're
beautiful.
bricks. Beautiful bottles. Yeah.
And you know what's funny?
But
When
I'm telling you, I
an
think you can get
Explorer,
white hinoki right now. What's that?
no, no, I was saying that I went to Scent Explorer to, and they had a booth there, but the thing is
Hmm.
when the fragrance house is popular, they get swarmed. So it's kind of almost, I'm not gonna say impossible, but it's hard to get in there to smell things and talk to the creators when there is just hundreds of people there. So I've never, no, I did. I smelled them once at Oswald. I think they were carrying them, but that's when they first came out, and I think I smelled maybe two. But I was kicking myself last time I went to Scent Explorer. They had probably 30 fragrances on their display, and I just was like, man, it's too many people over there. I'm not going over there. But I will definitely check that
Yeah,
house
they're
out.
heavily discounted. Heavily discounted. I think you can get that. Bro, I think you can get white hinoki on Joma Shop right now. I think it's like, I'll pull it up right now. It's probably under $100 easily.
Wow,
White hinoki emerald, bro.
wow,
It's $71 right now. Wait. Olfactory Factory,
that's
$95 right now.
wow.
Fragrance Net, 119. Yep. So it's hinoki wood is obviously from Japan, so it's got that oriental quality to it as well too. Very meditative. I've been on some very like, one of the notes that's kind of got me in a chokehold right now is clary sage. Like that's in Fuego Faccione, and bro, there's another scent that's just. I put so many people on this one's called. That's by Rubini, which is an Italian house. They make Nuvolari. They're extremely niche. They have one called
Hmm.
Tombac. Like your next purchase should be Tombac. Tom Tombac Sacre from. Excuse me. I'm sorry. It's called Tambor Sacre from Rubini. You would love it.
Okay.
And they retail like 165, 195. Some of their fragrances go up to 300, but it's this beautiful. It's got eucalyptus, clary sage, and it's got this beautiful light coffee in the dry down. It's just so beautiful, man.
Cool.
So beautiful, gorgeous.
Oh, I want to check. I mean, I'm excited for this, man. To be able to. I mean, it's hard to find one. not gonna say, that's the wrong way to put it. When people talk about fragrances, they tend to talk about the same brands. It's refreshing to hear new fragrance houses and upcoming fragrance houses that lean in
Yeah.
the kind of that I like. So I appreciate that. I'm definitely gonna check those out, man. Especially when you say when you get to the gourmands or the airy, light, soft, spicy fragrances. I'm in it. I'm all the way in
Bro,
it.
I could put you onto some stuff that you would like. People people think like niche is super expensive. Like some of these artisanal houses, like bro, you can get them for like 120, 135 bucks.
Yeah, they can't do that. They can't. I mean, they're competing with hundreds of thousands of brands. So
Mm-hmm.
and have a small quantity of fragrances to make 1,000, 2,000 bottles. Um, you can't charge crazy amount of money unless I mean you got the most rarest and unique notes in the world. I think that it's good to have something that stays in that 120 to 185 range because it gives
Yeah.
the blue collar the opportunity to have something unique and also smell good. Like I'm not, and I tell all you guys all the time, I'm a comedian, I'm a influencer, but I have a 9 to 5, and I make
Yeah.
money,
Bro, we all do.
and I
I
have
mean, most of us do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is not like I mean there are a few that portray a certain lifestyle that is not exactly what is reality, and that can draw people in to spend money that they don't have. That can make people make mistakes because they'll be like, "Yo, I like this particular person," and if they say this $500 fragrance is the best thing in the world, is going to get me girls, whatever, when I get paid, I'm going to spend 80% of my check on that. So I know that
Yeah.
that's real in this game, especially 20-something-year-olds, very impressionable. Yeah, I was playing my
Well,
music.
that's
This
why
thing
we
is
kind of
distracting.
went back to we kind of went back to our roots this week, and we're like, we've kind of focused on people getting into niche, and that's like we did the video, the one we did the other day, like, the adult fragrance, and just kind of because you're going to get to that point. I mean, you're going to get your Blue de Chanel, and then you're going to pop into, oh, let me try Creed Aventus. Oh, well, there's this Nichon A brand. Oh, there's this Gerjov. Okay, well, now there's this Amouage, and then there's this Roja, and then oh, that's oud. Okay, let me talk about some oud here, and then you get to. Roma, I'll tell you, man. I don't think I've ever. Ernest was with me when he saw the most I ever spent for a fragrance, and it was a 50 ml of the night from Perfect Mall. I'm usually like discounters, trading, looking at fragrance marketplace, but now I have, I'm blessed enough to like I talk to these brands, and I'm like, hey, I really like your product. Um, we don't do samples. If you want to feature
Yeah.
your product, or and I'll tell them I'm sending you back everything I don't like because there's some stuff that just doesn't hit, and you can have some of the finest houses, man, and some of them just don't hit. Like I wasn't impressed with the new Amouage's Essences line. Like, and I have them all. The new oud is $1,000. Oud's a haul. I split it. With
Mm.
another with another. Well, he has a business, online business with fragrance, but I split it. I was like, I'll decant you. I'll give you 50 ml and I'll keep 50 ml out of here. So I was like, I'm keeping the
Is that
bottom.
the one?
Man, that's not a good fragrance.
Is that the
Not a
one
good
like a
fragrance.
limited? Is that the limited edition one?
Yeah, so Udzahal, yeah, it's just got a cardamom blast. All those essences line, like Outlands and everything, has that huge blast of cardamom in the open. They all have that signature. They have that signature DNA, but the oud in that
Hmm?
is just not. It's not great at all.
Wow.
A brand you need to
Well, I
check
mean,
out, Rome. Like you need to check out Ronnie Ajay.
I heard that. Okay, I heard that brand.
Yeah,
what's
she's dope.
line? The whole house was there. It's a particular fragrance. What he said. Random question. What's your favorite Nadamasu? Mine is Duro. Duro is my favorite. And then the one with the corkscrew cap. I can't remember the name of it. It smells like
Barunda. Yeah.
Those are my. I mean, I do like
I like
Black
Pardon as well
Afghano.
too.
Yes, Pardon is good, but Black
Afghano
is
it's pretty. I just don't like that cannabis note in there, man. I just don't do well with cannabis and fragrances at all. Yeah, Ombre
all right.
Loop
So
was phenomenal. He just mentioned DJ said.
what did he say? What was it?
DJ said Ombre Loop from Ronnie Ajay. It's phenomenal. It's probably one of the best ambers you'll ever smell in your life.
Good. It's a good one. I agree. So what? Okay, where were we at? I did a question, or did I not do a question?
Well, you hit me with your two last ones, and I hit you with White Hinoki. Yeah.
Okay. So, know you're a big fan of Male Fucini. I'm also a big fan of Male Fucini. This is probably my favorite from the house. I've been sleeping. This is Older 93.
Yeah, I love that
Little
one.
Song is Little Song. I heard you talk about that fragrance. That's most likely going to be a birthday gift to myself. I put that on the list. I don't know why I haven't purchased it yet, but I went to Scent Explorer, and I haven't smelled a fragrance in probably 4 years. And I knew because I went to Scent Explorer and I met Giuseppe for the first time. We've been talking online for years, but I was like, man, I'm gonna try to get him to hook me up with that fragrance. Man, when I tell you, the brother was like, this is a business. I'm not giving. He didn't say it like in a bad way. He just basically was like, hey, I'll give you a discount if you want the fragrance, but without saying no, Rome, I got you. I'll hook you up with a good price. And I said, I'm gonna come back after I look at whatever else is here. And by the time this is one thing that happened at Scent Explorer that I didn't like. Once the event was over, usually you would kind of be able to go through and kind of talk to some of the houses before everything kind of wrapped up. But when I tell you, the security was in there like, everybody get out, everybody, we're done, it's over. And that was a little put off because I didn't get a chance to go back to get this bottle. And I'm kicking myself because I should have just purchased it when I did the interview. But Little Song and that dark fragrance, I can't remember. It's super dark and spicy.
Boyo.
Yeah,
Boyo,
bro. Boyo that's me. I just can't. I know you can't wear it everywhere, but I don't care.
You know, he did In Extremis. It's Boyo. It's reminiscent of Boyo. He did it for Astrophil and Stella. He was the perfumer. It's called In Extremis Extrait. If you like Boyo, you'll like that too. And you may be able to find that for a little bit. I'd say they both hover around that 245 to 265 range.
Okay. Have you tried Older 93? So this is the only tuberose.
Yep.
This is the only tuberose in all of perfumery I will wear. One of my favorites. Still one of those fragrances I was talking about. I had to grab 10. I'm taking this. All right. So, question.
I love his bottles too. I love his bottles. Yeah.
Yeah. I got the older one. I need, like, the new bottles look much better. I do like this. I like the cap, but the paper label. Definitely stepped up his production on how it looks. I do like those. What's another question I can ask you that you I mean, I think in the last video you kind of went over, did like a summary of your life. I don't want to ask a question that you already kind of talked about. You said how many kids do you have? How many kids do you have?
So I have two daughters. One's at University of Arkansas. One's at University of Kentucky. I have a stepdaughter, and then my wife and I have so Zara she'll be 4, so she's about 3.5. Well, I guess she's not quite 3.5 yet. She almost, I guess you're saying. My first son, Crew, I had him at 48, and he'll be 2 in June.
Okay, so that was okay. Your youngest is
I'll never be an empty nester, man. Never be an empty nester. And I like it that way. It kind of keeps me young. Like what's that?
No, listen. So the question I had is, are you going to have any more, or are you done?
No.
That's
No, I'm done. Nah, but it's you have all these girls, right? It's crazy. Like,
yeah.
What Jay-Z said in that line, he's like, if I got demons in my past and I got daughters on the way, if the prophecy's correct in the chest, bro. Yes. So they say if you'll manage relationships well when you're in high school, you're gonna end up having a lot of daughters.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of daughters, for lack of a better wording. But it's so different having a son. He's just like, man, I put him to bed tonight, man. I just sit in there in his crib and I just rub his head, and he's got my little fade, and my wife's mixed, so he's got his mother's dark skin, and he's got such cool features. I'm just sitting there, just like, I got him faded up. I took him to my Puerto Rican barber, got him faded up. So it's just different having a son, man. It's so different.
And that's and the legacy continues, because now your name continues.
Oh yeah.
That's dope. I mean, I can't. I mean, to pick what you said about I only have 2 boys, right? I was petrified to have a girl because of, I mean, I'm a saved man, right? I don't move the same way, and I'm pretty sure you don't move the same way you used to.
Sure.
But
no.
I would be a horrible dad to a girl, and God knew that. He was like, yeah, and I just
bro, you broke dad too, because you can never tell him no. You see Kellen in my videos. You see my 18-year-old in my videos. It looks like a spitting image of me, bro. I can't tell that girl no. She's like, Dad. I'm like, jeez, Kellen, just get it.
I mean, but God picked the right one, right? He knows what you need and what you can handle. So,
bro, what's
it
crazy
looks like
is like. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I was saying you're doing a fantastic job from what I can see.
Yeah, it's still like, it's because I grew up, man. I grew up. It was a lot different when my parents came up. I mean, dude, I grew up on a dairy farm in Pennsylvania. Like, dude, I was driving without a license, helping my dad out at 12 years old. Like, you're driving $100,000 worth of farm equipment when you're 9, 10 years old. You know what I mean? You know how much a big tractor is now? It's like $250,000. I'm not joking, bro. That's how expensive they are now. Yeah, like, farm equipment is way more. It's like driving a 2 G-Wagons. And I'm doing that at 9, 10 years old, right? So you're working. You grow up to wake up in the morning, you help out, and then you never have a day off, bro. So you join the military, right? And then you come out with that discipline, and you're just so, But it's funny though, because even my daughters are like, their mom is just like, she's like, it's good cop, bad cop. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So,
of course.
Yeah, but they know when I hit that, when I'm like 1, 2, and they don't let daddy hit that 3. 1.
Well, I mean,
2. Okay.
Hey, you got one more time. No, I get it. Yeah. I mean, it's nothing bad. I was telling someone this yesterday, actually, at my job. I was like, it's the worst and best thing that ever happened to me. Like, having kids allowed me to see the best and worst version of myself through almost like a mirror of, I'm like, sometimes they don't remember, like, hey, I used to be your age. I know, like, you're trying to get away with stuff that I've done. So I've been there. But I also see things about myself that I'm like, damn, I love this about me. And things that they do that I'm like, man, I really don't like that about myself. And I see you doing the exact same thing. So it's like, my parents, your parents said it too. Like, your kid's gonna be, how bad you are, your kid's gonna be twice as bad as you are in that same way. And my mom was not
Well, not
lying,
only that,
brother.
bro. They have the social media to grow. Like, this is a hard age for them to come up in, bro. Like, this is the social media and the comparisons and stuff like that. Like our middle daughter, like our two oldest daughters, 18, 19, like they're on the outro of like TikTok and Instagram. Like that was started kicking in when they were like maybe 14, 15. But now, man, it's just like, bro, you gotta limit everything, man. Everything in moderation. You know,
and keeping an eye on the stuff that, I mean, raising the kids right. I'm a big believer in, keeping them centered in the word and knowing their morals and values. So when we're not around, they're still acting accordingly. They understand, hey, just because mom and dad aren't watching me act a fool. I mean, everybody slip up, but having them centered, reading the word, understanding what they're supposed to be doing according to God's word and
100%.
His will. When I'm not there, or when we're not there, it's like, okay, I'm okay knowing that they're not going to do something stupid. And this is, as parents, we learning as we go. Everything is new. No kid is the same. So,
I'm 50 and starting, even with like this fragrance industry, there's things I've learned so much in 4 months, and it's just like, there's a lot of stuff, bro. It's like, and you just have to be careful with, I'm trying to build a brand and everything, you have to you learn every day, bro.
I want to give you your props. And I said this to a couple of fragrance reviewers, and I might have mentioned it to you also, but I believe wholeheartedly you are going to elevate this whole thing. Like, I feel like in the next year or two, you're going to bring another level to this. And I'm not in that way of saying like, oh, trying to be like sweating you or anything. I see the passion, I see the talent, and I see that you're doing something different. Even with the skits, right? The skits are like, you're bringing something it's funny and serious at the same time. Like that is refreshing, right? The way you review fragrances is how
I appreciate that.
It's dope, and I'm here for it, man. I'm looking to be like, I'm a fan, so when I watch it, I'm like, let me not only get educated, but let me be entertained at the same time. And I said the same thing to Curly when he first started on Instagram, and I was like, yo, she gonna be the next. And I think this is just my thoughts. I'll pray on it also. I think a year from now, well, let's say at the most 2 years from now, there's going to be a big difference in the fragrance game because of your presence.
Yeah. So, I mean, I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot, Rome. I do. I came into this. So, David was like, because he did stuff for my record label. He did stuff for, I'm been managing finance for years. I've been doing the same thing for 23 years. I'm a retirement planner. So I help people like who are getting ready to enter retirement. We kind of take them out of the market and put them into fixed investments that give them lifetime income. It takes the fear of outliving income and things like that away from them. But
okay,
so I've had that for 23 years. So that pays the bills. So I brought David in to kind of give, I'm the only advisor out there probably in America that's probably has this tattooed from head to toe, but I'm, and people don't care. Like, because, they know my military background. They know my story. They know that, I'm no fluff and, I'm a keep it a buck kind of guy. But so David, like, he'd see me coming in every day. And he'd see me getting fragrances in from like Lucky Scent. And at the time I was a connoisseur, like I was collecting. And he's like, Eric, you have to let me, like, he's like, we have to do something. He's like, you got the look. He's like, you got the voice. He's like, we have to start filming you. And bro, I'll tell you, Rome, I look back at our first video when I watch yours and pause, but like, when I'm getting a shower, I always watch fragrance videos from the night before. Like, I'll watch your stuff. It'll just scroll randomly. If I'm watching a 10-minute boom, 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 boom. And I like to take, you know, I have a red light sauna back here. My gym's right off here to the right, and I'll go in there and watch stuff, right? But it's crazy. So I went back, and our first video we ever did 4 months ago popped up, and I was like,
Wow.
I expected to be like super cringe. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, we hit it right out of the gate. You know what I'm saying? And you don't see anybody doing. But Dave, it's not, bro. David's a big part of the pie, bro. Like, you have to understand, he's a big part of the puzzle, because
Yeah.
I work his, and I pay him handsomely, but I work his tail
Yeah.
off, man. And he and I, you know, sometimes he's like, yo, we got to do this to get the algo moved, and we got to do the 10 best. And I'm like, bro, I was like, when we move into this new office space, be prepared to step it up. And this week we completely stepped it up. And we want to do, you know, and it's sad because you see some other influencers that are just, and they're not even really influencers, but they're just doing the same thing, sitting in front of a camera, doing top 10 lists all the time. And it's just like, do I stop on those and watch them anymore? No. So we want to bring something completely different, even with the way we're filming stuff, just filming stuff differently. And Rome, like, I'll be dead honest, like, I mean, I've got creative direction. I've got fragrances in the works already, with some big brands, you know, like for my first creative directive launch. But my goal is to launch my own, like, I'm trying to be Chris Collins, bro. I'm trying to be the next Tom Ford in 24 months.
And I think you can do it. I mean, the way you guys came through, the first thing that caught my attention with you guys, and the way he angled the camera wasn't, it almost felt like it was like the GoPro, like it was following you and not following you. That was dope. But the audio, I'm like, yo, what is going on? The guy voice, I was like, that's spot on. I was like, that's literally
Rome.
That's literally.
I'm getting offers, dude. I'm getting offers to read audiobooks. Can you believe it? Like, I've had legit offers to read audiobooks. Yeah. But I mean, naturally, that's, I have, and my wife's like, why you don't talk to me that way? Because Rome, I'll tell you what blew us up. Not only The Rock, The Rock obviously just took a liking to us, but we're the only fragrance guys he has on his main page. Like, you go to The Rock's page, I'm on his main page. And then we did a video one day. I was like, hey, David, I was like, yo, let's just do one for the ladies. Let's do the 15 best perfumes I want to smell on a woman in 2026. Rome, that thing's at 3 million views right now. That just led to, and then what we do too, you know, we're starting to see the residuals with the, like, we try to find the best price for everything. That's why we send everybody to the vault, where it's kind of hidden. We already have it linked if we taken the guesswork out of 4 people. But at the end of the day, bro, we're just trying to, there's a lot of fluff that's out there right now. And I think it's just like, bro, I don't know if you, like, you grew up on hip hop, like, who are your favorite hip hop artists back in the day? And I'm going to, who'd you like? Who'd you listen to?
Mostly, well, DMX, my favorite, Busta Rhymes, LL Cool J, Run DMC.
Okay.
Okay,
but check this out, right? LL Cool J could put out an album right now. Busta Rhymes could still hop on somebody's beat. You see how he's evolved over time? I had his first, he was on Leaders of the New School. I had that first record in 1991 where he was in a group.
Yeah.
And he's still relevant. Nas is still relevant.
In the live video, I put that there
scenario, yeah, with him and Tribe, yeah. Bro. But they're still relevant, right? That's, you see that, like, quality, and it never dies. It's always living. Like the dupe stuff, the fast fashion, that stuff's, bro. Polo's still around, right? Polo's still around, right? Look at these brands that are still just like pumping, and that's what I'm trying to do with fragrance. Is just like bring a new awareness, for lack of a better wording.
Bring fresh. I like what you're doing. I know you obviously know what you're doing. And this is something that's going to evolve.
Thank you, man.
you know, the fragrance game, but it'll bring other people to kind of do what you do and do what I do. You'll inspire the next group of people, and that's the point, right? The point is to be of service, to inspire, to help people in some way or form. It's not about the money that's going to come. It's not about popularity. If you're authentic, or you kind of good at this or anything, it'll come. But being of service, I feel, no, I'm not gonna say I feel, I know wholeheartedly, if you're doing something good, righteous, and honest, you'll see the blessings. So keep doing that, man. I'm here for it.
Amen. Same to you. Likewise, bro. Likewise. I feel that yeah, I think the game is about to shift.
Yeah,
and Rome, the numbers
looking.
are there, bro. Like you do understand the fragrance industry is growing. I mean, it's going to grow 327% by 2029. When I walk into like La Jetée, when I walk into these indie perfumery houses, like when I walk into these niche stores, who do you think's up in there, bro? 18, 19-year-olds just lined up.
Yeah, that's TikTok did that. TikTok really
We're talking like these niche houses, bro. They're not walking into Dillard's. They're not walking into they're not walking into Sephora no more, bro. They're walking into yeah.
And that's why I said before, the boutiques, they were at one point were dying, right? They were dying out because they didn't understand the lane that they had. I was like, you guys got to start focusing on the younger crowds, focusing on rich, 60-year-old wealthy men. They're not on social media, so they're not going to put your stuff out. They're going to keep it to themselves. And so I don't know who started the TikTok thing where they're doing the lives, they're doing, the sales and all that. But if I go on TikTok right now, there are probably, I'll say about 5 brands right now that's probably sending me, hey, we want to work with you. And then you got kind of, I'm thankful for the brands that I know are actually legit or quality that I can work with. But once again, I see these 20-something-year-old and they killing it, bro. This one guy, I think he said he made in a week like 70 grand. I was like, yo, how? That is insane. But his demographic watches his stuff. So if he knows what he's doing, I get it. I want it to be for the right reasons. If you're in this, I mean, no one's gonna tell you not to make money. You want to make money, that's fine. But the most valuable thing to me is knowing what you're talking about. You can spit up a bunch of jargon that sounds right, but if you don't know,
but the thing,
fragrance, then you're gonna
let them get their money though too, man. Get that money if you're young and you could do this. Get that money. I mean, we would too, bro. Back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Get that money. Yeah,
get educate yourself
because there's plenty of it out there to go around. Yeah, you start to realize quick, especially in the Middle Eastern. I mean, there's plenty of it to go around. Yeah, because I know what the fragrances are made for. I know how much the fragrances, like what bottles are, the coefficiency and all that good stuff. But well, listen, bro. Hey, I gotta probably hop off here in about 3 minutes. Got anything else you want to cover?
Let me do a run through of some things I didn't talk about because I want to give these guys a real good shout out real quick. I want you to check. And then I can let you go. All right. So real quick run through. Know you're a big fan of MDCI. I need you to check out Vetiver Messenger.
Yeah, I love that, bro. Yep.
Vetiver Messenger, fantastic.
Love that one.
Okay, so you remember Amber Oud that came out from Killian, right? Maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So that Middle East collection got This right here is from Vresiana. This is their ambergris
Bro,
fragrance.
I see you mention that house a lot, bro. I see you always mention that house.
So I work with them. I've been working with them since 8 months now. This is a few of us. I think about 4 or 5 guys that kind of really review their fragrances. I'm telling you, all quality fragrances. You just go check out my videos. I maybe got like 7, 8 reviews up there, or mini shorts up there. But the 2 that I want you to check out, I know these are in your world. If you like the Amber Oud from Killian, this
Roja.
is a 1-to-1.
Roja. Amber Oud?
No.
Amber Oud from Killian?
No. Killian. They had an Arabian collection like 10 years ago.
Killian had an Amber Oud. I'm gonna have to track that down.
Yeah, it's gone. You can't. There's none of them. They're all gone. But this right here, go check out, because they still have it on Fragrantica. They still have the no pyramid. This literally the exact same fragrance. No difference at all. They smell exactly the same. This is more amber, sweet, slightly incensey, ambergris. Amber Oud from the Arabian collection did not smell like oud. It wasn't a pure oud fragrance. It just smelled amazing. This smells exactly the same.
How do you spell that house? How do you spell that house?
Vresina.
Vresi?
Sinna. I think that's how you say it, right? Vresiana, right? Vresina. Yes. Vresiana. Vresiana.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. That's so that one.
Gotcha.
And Late Tobacco from them. Check that one out. I've talked about this house. I know you were interested in this house because the same perfumer that made Vetiver Messenger has done J. Bulan's fragrances.
I reached out to them, bro. They were like, hey, we want to send you some stuff. You know, Natalie Fostower's done some of their fragrances, and she did a few for Amouage.
Yes, that I found out that later when I was looking at the notes of his fragrances. I saw her name, and then when she made that video for MDCI, I was like, oh, okay, definitely interested because Rich As Sorosis. This is one of my signature fragrances. I wear this probably maybe once a week at least now. But if you check out the house, the ones that I would say you would definitely gravitate towards is Sorosis. There's some new ones coming out called Rex and S'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît is a gourmand pastry, but it also has like some really herbal, cool spices in it. But the house is
I was confused because there's like there's 2 houses that are almost named the same when I was doing my research on them when they sent me the email. I think there's another one called J. What's the name of the house? J. Roulette? J. What?
JL Bulan. So it's a long story how to pronounce it because I don't know how to pronounce it. And then when I said it, he said that he liked how I pronounced it, but it wasn't actually how it originally was. So I'm like, you're probably gonna have to DM him to ask him how to actually pronounce it, but it's spelled
Gel Bulan. Yep.
And his name is Jay.
That's what I thought. Yeah, he sent me an email a while back, and I haven't heard anything. But it says country of France. There's also there's a local. I think. Yeah. Okay.
He's from California, so his brand I think is based in California,
Black-owned?
but he works. Yeah, black guy.
That's him. Yep, that's him.
I think
it says country manufacturer. Yeah, Nautilus Fostower did that. Yeah.
Yep. All of the fragrances that I smelled that reviewed, I really enjoy. So that's 3. Did I want to mention? Oh, okay. So the last 2 houses that I want you to check out if you haven't already. This is probably my favorite one from Les Elixir. It's just called Oud.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the one of the spicier ouds in my collection, but the most wearable one. Like wearable meaning that I don't pick a season and say I can't wear this, and it just smells great. So spicy, woody, animalic, and then Oriental in the base, and their bestseller. But if you, it's not going to be super barnyard malic. It's just heavily woody and spicy, but dope. Last one. This is probably I wanted to save this for last because you're talking about super niche, like no one really even talks about them, but they have some of the most strange and exotic fragrances. Is Yizuzak. Yizuzak is from Sweden or Switzerland. Well, his wife is from one of the two, but Yizuzak, this one is Immortal Beloved. This has a crazy immortelle note that's Caribbean spices, sweet, and also very heavily citrus and very animalic. But all of Yizuzak, if you want to look it up, is YS.UZAC. That's the
How'd you
name
hear
of the
about
house.
this house?
Just by coincidence, I'm years ago I was looking online and they Essence
I
at the
like their
time.
bottles, man.
Yeah, the bottles are crazy. Um, Online they had Essence online before it was open to the public, and they were showcasing their fragrances. And Lucky Scent had them, I think, like 2013 or something. But no one was really promoting, and they were horrible with their promotion or their advertisement. So they just kind of word of mouth now. But you're talking about leather, you're gonna be crazy leather. You're talking about funky ouds, crazy funky ouds. They got a tobacco fragrance that smells like tobacco, ink, and oud and coffee. Crazy. Very,
Do you own
very,
more
very.
than one from the house?
No, this is the only. You
Have
can't.
you
This is the only one I have. I have a bunch of samples they sent me a few years back. Um,
It doesn't even
I
look
gotta
like
look
I don't even know
online.
if they're still in production.
They no, they definitely are. They just dropped the fragrance. They just dropped a fragrance last month, unless I'm mistaken.
Their bottles are super dope. The only thing I hate, bro, is when somebody does these.
Yeah,
I wish every company would just keep their bottles alike. You know what I mean? That's why I don't collect. Arabian Oud's got some good stuff, but every bottle looks different.
yeah. That's one thing about Vresiana that's a little off-putting to me
Annoying.
because you can't. Yeah, the that identity. You're like, hey guys, no one's gonna know who you are if you got 12 different bottles. But I only say that they got some great stuff. Yeah, you use like they're on. They got Smile of Ari. That's their newest fragrance. I'm trying to remember the name. Yeah, check the website out. All of those, all of
Will
the
do.
fragrances that I are great. If I had to tell you the ones that I smell, I can tell you that are really good. September Country is really good. Um, Cap something night. Let me go to the website and I can tell you because they're some of the names are. Let me see. Um, Oud Ankara. That one's super animalic. Uh, I'll be here forever. Just bro, trust me. Check out the house. They have sample sets. It's just slightly expensive. To the sample sets are, I think, it's slightly. They're pretty expensive with the
Yeah.
tariffs. It gets, but reach out to them.
Yeah, it's crazy right now. It's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah,
I
man.
will, brother. I will.
Once again,
well, listen, man. I gotta hop. Yeah, I gotta run off here pretty quick. I haven't even eaten dinner yet.
Oh no, man. Once again, I appreciate you joining, bro. This is amazing.
You bet. You bet.
I pray for you and your family for all your success, bro, and keep doing your thing.
Likewise,
guys.
Likewise.
Thanks for joining, man. Guys, stay blessed. Love y'all. Make sure y'all get that daily bread. Till next time, like I always say.
All right. Likewise.
It's okay if you want to smell like. Peace, bro.
Peace, bro. Appreciate it, brother.